I really hate it because I know people think we can't have no private conversation, but this one good. Like, this good. Why it was funny because last time I posted it, the audio from our last conversation that when we was on FaceTime, Tanisha, she was like, "Oh, we gonna have a good time on Saturday," because we gonna end up having like a real good conversation. But no, like, I posted that because I really feel like I didn't know I had money trauma until I no longer had the money trauma. All right, so yeah, no, I was saying that like it was crazy because I know you heard this story before, but remember when I had been doing like all that internal work and all that mindset work? I'm talking for months. And it wasn't until I left Bali and I went to Malta, remember? And Malta was supposed to be like so much warmer than other parts of Europe when we were doing a year. And it was in the 60s. 60s not cold to me when I'm thinking about being from the South. Well, apparently to my blood coming from Bali, 60s is cold. So Kaden and I landed in Malta and I was like, boy, it's cold. We need coats. We don't have no coats. We don't have no sweaters. So if you remember, we went shopping. And I was like, went to this mall. I'm picking up all sorts of stuff, shoes, boots, this. And it wasn't until I got to check out that when the guy rang the boots up, all of a sudden, like, I was like, oh, that's how much the boots cost? He was like, yeah, you don't want them? I'm like, no, it's fine. But in that moment, it clocked that, girl, you done went through this whole store and picked up stuff for you and your kid. You might have been on the phone. I don't know, but it was a real thing that I was like, I can't believe I went through this whole mall and I didn't look at one price. I didn't even care what it was. That moment, and I don't know how long I had shifted, but it was something about that moment that made me sit with, like, I literally cried when I got back to the Airbnb or whatever rental we had, because, like, oh my God, this work has been working, but it works so subtly you don't know it. And then I sat with thinking about how that felt in the moment versus being like, let me see how much this is. Let me see if I can afford it, or not even afford it. If I got the money for it. Because let me not act like it's ain't been stuff I couldn't afford it I bought anyway. No, but what if I don't have the money for it? And I went through a whole store and bought for me and an 8-year-old at the time without thinking or looking at a price. And what I was saying in that is the freedom you feel not having to worry about money is something that's indescribable, but I didn't even know existed until I didn't have to worry about money. Like, it wasn't until that moment that I realized that was missing. It felt so normal to be like, well, let me see how much it is. Oh, this coat on sale. Like, I didn't care if it was on sale or not. It's cold. I need it. We're getting it. And it didn't matter. And I wasn't using a credit card. Like, this was money. And when I did the video, what I was saying was, I want people to know what freedom feels like, to walk in a store and not the freedom to pull out a credit card. The freedom to, if you pull out a credit card, you're paying it off that month. But if you didn't need to, you got the money. And it kind of reminded me of weight loss a little bit. Like, even though I still have like the rest of my weight, like 40 more pounds to lose, I mean, I lost a lot of weight. Some people only need to lose 40. I done lost like between 70 and 90, depending on when you talk to me. And I didn't know that I didn't feel good, which sounds crazy, but like, I didn't know I didn't feel good. I thought I felt fine, just like I thought I felt fine around money. And so when I tell people I want you to experience a level of money freedom, the thing is, I think a lot of people, it doesn't click because you hadn't felt it. It's like you got to feel the relief to know, wow, I didn't feel good. This was not normal. This was not okay. This was not acceptable. Because I am telling you, it is something about just being able to go about what you want to when you want to. Now, the flip side is, I don't spend money the way I used to be. Like, I think I went into like irresponsible mode. I went into like, oh, I'm spending $60,000 because I can, which I would never do now. That is not being a good steward over your finances, like at all, for stuff that I didn't even want. That's Austin, the guy that's climbing up the ladder now. But both of them young. Anyway, so, you know, it's just really thinking about the fact that so many people are living out here in money trauma and in money pain and don't have a clue because you think that money troubles and struggles are normal and they're not. And the killing part is it has nothing to do, and this gonna sound wild, but money struggles have nothing to do with the money you make. As soon as you move from the money trauma, the money part takes care of itself. The opportunities open. Like, people keep thinking, I need to make more money. I need more clients. I need more this. And you go be in the same place. That does not shift that. That does not shift until you tap into that version of you that doesn't have money trauma. That's why that identity work is so important. That is why having a nervous system that is no longer dysregulated around money. But we are so used to dysregulated nervous systems. Remember when I told you my doctor was like, oh yeah, your cortisol is high, like what's stressing you out? And I was like, girl, I own my own business. Like, life, what you mean? Like, I got to pay people. I got things to do. Back when I was 37. And she was like, girl, you got to fix that. I was like, but I don't really feel stressed out. But she was like, let me ask you, have you been feeling like any little thing triggers you? And I got to the point where any little thing was triggering me, but I was operating at the top of what I could handle, but I had been operating at the top of what I could handle so much and so long, it was normal. So I didn't feel stressed out. But if you do any little thing, if you rub me the wrong way, like any of that, boom, I'm ready to blow because I'm at the top and I don't know it. Right? Which is probably why I'm so calm now. When people like be messing with me, I be real like even keel. I laugh because I learned how to regulate my nervous system. Stuff don't really, like, it has to really bother me to bother me. Yeah. But that is where that started. It's like, you walking around here with high cortisol that's keeping you blowed up, by the way. That is not good for women's. Like, it's so dangerous. When the answer to that, all your money problems, the health, all of that is the nervous system work and stepping into the identity of that person. And identity and nervous system work happens all together. And I didn't know that for years either. I thought of it as like completely separate works.
Okay, so I guess that's what I was. So the nervous system also, that work is also what I feel like was missing. You've been working on it, but I also felt like that self-identity work and like you
the nervous system work. I didn't know they were one and the same. Well, they're not one and the same, but they work together. Which is why, remember the program I told you I put out yesterday is both the identity work and the nervous system work. They're working on it the same. Because the thing is, you can do the nervous system work, but if you are not embodying that next version of you, yeah, you're going to stay more calm in those situations, but that actually won't propel you further in life. I couldn't imagine doing, like, because everything in my life is about nervous. Like, everything in my life is about getting to the next level. So the nervous system work without the identity work just wouldn't make no sense for me. And in the identity work, without the nervous system work, because you actually can build a version of you that's successful, that is anxious. I'll tell you who later. But because if I say the name, people might know. But I'm thinking about one of my friends who, like, constant anxiety. Like, she bite her nails down to the cuticle. Her fingers be bleeding. Her cuticles be bleeding. But you running like a $20-30 million company that you built yourself. I watched you build it from living in a very normal home, to building something spectacular. I was almost about to say, but she ended up moving, then again, to tell it. But like, you can build success, but at the first drop of anything going wrong, like, things crash for her so easily because she does not have the nervous system regulation. That is something that I think that it's irresponsible to teach one without the other now that I know. Like, I didn't know at first.
Right.
So it is like ignorance is bliss, right? And then also I think the other part is naturally the identity work I do and that version. In real life, it sort of involves the nervous system work anyway, but it was unconscious. It wasn't like directly saying like we're doing nervous system work, but I'm so big on seeing the version of you want to be. I would never envision a version of me that's stressed out. Who the hell want to be stressed out?
But see, that's because you understand the subconscious work, the neuroscience. You understand that's second nature to you. So imagine how many of us have went out and created this money success,
and then be stressed out.
But every time though, then you wonder why you sabotage it.
Yep.
Or you lose the money, or can't get the money.
Or you overspend, because remember, even at 37, like I was already making the money. Hell, I was at the top of my career, like the very top of my career, and hella stressed out, and I was spending money like crazy.
Respect money.
No respect for money, none.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that again. And then I also understand overspending is also a trauma response.
Yeah.
So even though, and that's why I did a post on I did a post somewhere where I was talking about, maybe TikTok, girl, I've been posting so much, but buying things and doing things to look good for other people. That's when I realized I don't particularly care. Like, you don't have to look at me and think that I'm wealthy. Right? Remember I told you that lady made a comment and she was like, oh, she might be making some money, but she don't look like she had no assets. And I didn't even bother to defend myself, because anybody who know me, somebody else stepped in and was like, she got 2 million views on a video about her buying in Europe. Other people, remember I did that whole little documentary about the 40 acres I got down in like, I just didn't even bother. But the reason I didn't bother is because ultimately I know that I don't spend my money to make people believe. Like, she's looking at people to look a certain way.
Which is so ignorant.
It is very ignorant.
The freaking wealthiest people in the world, you would never know who they are.
And if they have something that's expensive, you don't know what it is anyway. Yeah.
Bring it out when they want to play.
Yes, but they not walking around, and they definitely not trying to impress you.
No, the rings, the watch,
yeah,
it's not their everyday thing.
Not at all. And I even think about whatchamacallit, who, my friend who worked for B&M. Anyway, I think about when she talk about how they dress in the house. People would look, you know who that is, so you'll be like, oh, yeah, they wealthy. But when you think about what they wear in real life, people don't be out here flexing, and this is how you know my age, flexing and flossing for people. They put on clothes when it's time to go somewhere. But ain't nobody trying to, don't nobody do that.
We're the only ones that do that. And I mean the people who, it's new money. I would say something.
It's new money. And it's still not even enough money to be doing that with. Like, when I think about it, it ain't even enough. Like, even when I think about it, okay, so, I have a $300,000 a month, and I spent $60,000 in Neiman Marcus. 50%. Wait, hold on. 50% of 300. No, the hell it don't. 300,000. No. Oh, to the average person. That's dumb.
They go spend it all up.
Dumb.
And then they think that they can make that again.
That is the mentality, which is ridiculous. That's why you don't never get ahead for long term. So I think, I'm sitting here okay, so half of 300 is 150. Half of 150 is 75. So at least 20%. I spent at least 20% in Neiman Marcus.
Oh, what? What?
Girl, bullcrap purses, wallets, a couple outfits. It wasn't even that much, actually.
I remember the conversation of you having
because remember, I took a couple stuff back. Yeah, and my personal shopper went there when I went, and she called me when she came home, and when she got back to work, and she was like, "So I see you've been to the store," and then she was like, "You are never gonna wear this. Why would you buy this?"
I know that's right.
Why would you buy this? She was like, bring this back. And then I had to be honest on why I didn't want to bring it back. You remember? I didn't want to take it back, but the reason I didn't want to take it back because I don't know if you remember the Neiman story about how I ended up with the personal shopper in the first place. I didn't want anyone, ego. I didn't want them to be like, oh, look at this black girl. She couldn't afford it in the first place, and she got to bring it back. And she was like, but that's not why you bring it back. You bring it back because you ain't had no business buying this. You don't even like this. I said, I do like it. She said, but not for you, for other people, which is true. I like, I like loud stuff for other people, but when it come to me,
Right.
I'm kind of subdued.
Yeah. I mean, you was in your moment.
I was in my moment. And so now when I have moments like that, I have to stop and say, what's wrong? Why I want to spend money like that?
Key.
Something's wrong.
That awareness. No, who would ever get to that level of awareness?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why am I doing this?
Because what happened, because she asked me, she said, what's going on with you?
I know that's right, personal shopper. Where's she at?
Baby, you my personal shopper. And when I tell you, you might as well have been my therapist.
Yeah.
And I sat with it for a moment. And it was that previous month was 300,000, but that month was a little lower. It might have been like a little over 100. And it was some sales goals I wasn't quite hitting, which other people would still be like, it's good, but I'm stressed. I'm still stressed. And it's things that I want to do. And then I'm having relationship troubles and a lot of stuff going on. And so the way this is why money trauma conversation is important. Because I then would inflict more trauma on myself with money by overspending, when really the reality, what makes me feel good and safe is watching money grow for me. I had to switch to that, and I still have to remind myself. There are moments now that I have to pause and say, why you want to do this? Does this make sense? And why do you want to do this now?